Hey gorgeous, it is so loud out here this morning, but I really need to come here and do a little bit of maintenance around all of these flower beds and containers and things that are just going crazy. I mean, some things you just need to trim and make it look somewhat decent. Everything is kind of coming down. The season is starting to slow down. This morning is actually a little bit cooler. I'm right there at the point where I could use some sleeves, but once I start working, I know that I'm gonna get really hot. So I am just going to take you along and show you some things that I'm doing. Nothing specific, nothing special, nothing like top secret or anything, but hopefully it inspires you. Hopefully it gives you a little push to go out there and do your own thing in your own garden. So let's get going. I don't know how well you can see it because this hydrangea is kind of blocking the view, but my goodness, this grass, this king tut grass is just phenomenal. I mean, it's still giving me a bunch of shoots. I have a bunch of babies coming through here, but it definitely needs a little bit of cleaning sometimes here and there. And these guys, my gosh, these guys are gorgeous. These are my ornamental sweet potato vine, and they definitely took over the containers, the huge planters that I have here. And it's not really a big deal. But they do block the path, my path, to the front of the house here. This is my first year growing king tut grasses in containers, in these huge containers, and you guys, my gosh, they're amazing. I feel like the way that they grow and the way that they shoot the new the new stems, it's really similar to elephant ears. You know how elephant ears, the older leaves start dying out so that the new can, you know, be gorgeous and healthy. It's kind of like the same thing, I think, because I found myself throughout the season here coming and cutting like the dead shoots like this one. And I mean, these are gorgeous, right? These are beautiful, but this is what they did. They folded and they started dying, and I still have a bunch of baby shoots coming through here all through the middle of the plant. So that's like really cool, I think. Normally I don't have a lot of problems with weeds on this bed. As you can tell, I have plants here really close together, so the weeds are not normally a problem unless you are this vine. This, I think, is like a milkweed type of plant. I don't know. It's a weed for me, and it is not welcome in my garden because it really just drowns. If I let it, it just kind of drowns everything around it. So look at that. So normally I come here, I spend a few minutes trying to kill it, and yes, I am supposed to be trying to dig this from the root, but I have roses all over this side, so I can't really easily just dig around them. And I don't even have gloves here. Oh, this is a geranium. Okay. So this bed is probably one of my favorite spots in my garden right about now. Everything is just green, it's luscious. Things that are in containers are doing great. Things that are in the ground are doing amazing. Yes, I do have some weeds popping out here through the brick path, but it is what it is. I don't mind it. This look, I don't mind it at all. Weeds is just something that you have to deal with if you have a healthy garden. Weeds will just pop up here and there, And I mean, unless you have a crew of people, you know, helping you in the garden every week, which I don't have. I mean, you can't keep on top of things. I also have a job. I have a family to take care of, and gardening is a hobby for me. And whenever I can, I'm out here doing what I love, trying to, control this madness, this beautiful madness. But it is what it is, and I'm okay with it. My garden, my rules, right? So look at that. Just in the few minutes of you standing here, and I can just keep on going. And let me show you another bed, the bed that I'm looking at right now, that it has been kind of wild. I haven't done anything. I haven't fertilized. I haven't weeded in like forever. So let me show you how that one is looking. This is the retainer wall, as I call it. This bed is on the east side of the house, and I have a few pieces of wood along the side just to keep the grass that is closest to the house somewhat level. And I installed irrigation for this bed earlier in the spring when I did the no-dig flower bed that I show you. And because I don't have to worry about watering it, I haven't really paid much attention to it. And it shows. I have weeds everywhere. Things are just flopping, things are just getting out of control, growing, loving it here, but definitely the weeds are taking over. So my work today is going to be concentrating on this bed, weeding it, trimming things, trying to keep some other things kind of a little bit neat. And it's going to be a job because this is definitely a little bit out of control. Hey guys, are you enjoying this video? I hope you are. It's a lot of work, but it's could work for me. Anyways, if you made it to this part of this video, you're awesome. If you could do me a favor and take a couple of seconds of your time, go ahead and like this video, leave me a comment, anything you like. It helps with YouTube when you guys engage with this video, and I do my best to answer every one of your messages, even if it's just liking or giving you a quick answer. But also, I check, and it seems that only about 10% of the people that actually do watch my videos are subscribed to the channel. Like, I don't know. So if you're not subscribed, maybe hit that button, get it out of the way. That way you don't miss any future videos from my channel. And thank you. This bed right here is absolutely gorgeous compared to where she was a few months ago with the whole roof thing going on. These are my favorite dahlias of this year. I'll show you a close-up here in a minute. They keep on folding down, so I need to trim the main plant, but it has a bunch of blooms coming, so I'm just going to get the blooms that are kind of laying low, and I'm gonna bring these dahlias inside for my enjoyment. These are my Milena dahlias. I purchased these tubers from my local Home Depot, I believe, or Lowe's. I can't honestly remember. But I started these indoors a few weeks earlier. I just put in with a little bit of soil so they could start growing inside. And they're probably my favorite this year. I am going to be saving these tubers, so that's why I don't want to cut the plant too much, because it needs to die a little bit before I dig out the tubers. So isn't that gorgeous? Just beautiful, beautiful color. And this right here is kind of funny to me in a way. These obelisks here that my husband built, this year I put a variegated honeysuckle that I got. I showed you that in a past video earlier in the spring when I planted it. I decided that I wanted that honeysuckle growing there, covering this obelisk. Last year, however, I did have a hyacinth bean vine that I started indoors. Last year I started that plant indoors, and I took it out here and I treated it well. I gave it water, all of the good stuff. But it took over this obelisk by itself. I had a lot of leaves, I had a lot of vines, but I only had about 2 or 3 blooms for the whole plant. And I thought, okay, maybe I had way too much compost in this bed. That's fine. You know, I try. Maybe it doesn't like it here. I don't know. I had all kinds of excuses for why the plant was not doing well. This year, however, I got a volunteer from one of those 2 or 3 blooms that I had last year. And the vines are growing. They're beautiful. I have way more blooms than last year, and I have a bunch of seed pods already forming. I am going to be saving seeds from those for next year. So I am really, really excited. You can't really see the honeysuckle. I mean, you kind of see it, but it's going to be a mess trying to figure out which of the vines is the honeysuckle and which of the vines are the honeysuckle and which are the hyacinth bean. But honestly, I am really, really happy with how this little corner is turning out to be. Something is eating the hyacinth bean vines, as you can tell from the leaves, and that's okay. I am learning as a gardener to get along with the other living creatures that also like to hang out in my garden, and it's fine. Hopefully we will all thrive and get along. And if the hyacinth bean is the only plant in this flower bed that is getting eaten, I am totally okay with it. The dahlias are being left alone, nasturtiums, boxwoods, everything else here, they're looking amazing so far. So that's okay. It's a small price to pay for having all of this beauty in my garden. If something gets eaten, we all have to eat, right? It's beautiful. So with that, I want to thank you for watching this video all the way to the end. It was fun. I hope that you enjoy it, and I will see you the next time.